Hello and welcome back to Chinalog. I'm David Moser. We're here in the studio talking with Jon Campbell and Abigail Washburn about their experiences in China doing music. Let's talk a little bit about the other kind of bands that you have been bringing here, your experiences here.
Sure.
Yeah. Genres, different kind of genres?
Yeah. I mean, I've worked with, you know, the nice thing about what I do is I sort of, if I like the bands, then I can bring them. I mean, I'm not worried too much about what kind of music. I've worked with folk acts, jazz acts, punk acts, metal, just about anything you could work with.
And you're making huge bucks at this.
Huge
amounts of money, I'm sure.
Big money.
Huge amounts of money.
Yeah.
I mean, just for this TV appearance alone.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard about it.
Your fee is just killing me, I tell you.
Yeah. But no, it's obviously it's tricky. And what the other thing that I'm doing, which you know, there's obviously good and bad, but what I like about it is I'm working a lot with embassies and with national sort of institutions that provide support to their artists. So, for example, in Canada, there's the Society of Composers. There's Canada Council grants. There's provincial grants that you know, cultural spending that Canada does. Hopefully, will continue to do. And also, I work with a lot of Scandinavians, because particularly Norway, Denmark, and Sweden, Iceland we've worked with too. But there's so much because of these, and Canada has a similar situation, Australia, where these smaller countries in a big sort of region, in a region full of bigger players, and to really make ourselves heard, we tend to sort of need the extra sort of boost, obviously. Having said that, the State Department has played a role in just about every one of Abby's visits.
That's right.
Actually, every one of
every
Abby's
single
visits.
one of them, yeah.
The State Department, but not
for the United
US.
States State Department.
Yeah,
which is surprising to a lot of people. It was surprising to me when I first walked into the office and I said, "Hey, there's this girl. She plays banjo. She's going to come. Maybe there's some way, you know, the American Center of Educational Exchange might want to be involved." And they thought, you know what, that's great. And then sent Abby to Chengdu and restarted the Chengdu roots that she'd already laid.
Well, that makes me feel better about where my tax dollars are going.
No, it's true, and it was even during the Bush administration.
You know, a lot of people were really down on what was happening, and actually I had no end of people come up to me and Abby as well at the end of their shows and say, you know, I'm so proud to be an American watching this show. Having said that, it was 2004. It was Election Day. And so I think the Nashville show even might have been right after the re-election, and so and a lot of her fans are not necessarily the guys that would have voted for the
Bush.
guy that won.
No, right.
But anyway.
Well, that's great. I was about to complain that the American embassy here never seems to fund anything for the arts.
Well, I've had a great relationship with them.
And definitely, and again, Abby's a special kind of artist where you've got the American traditional stuff happening, you've got the Chinese links already, plus the language, plus these you know, artists that she's playing. And I think that the stuff that Abigail is doing is a model for a lot more artists to hopefully to really get involved, because it's one thing to show up, play your thing on the stage, depending on whatever audience it is. You leave, you move some CDs, maybe there's some, you know, some CDs to sell or distribute online. When you're gone, but I mean, really, then you're gone, and what happens?
Well, I mean, I think it's really good. Maybe you're sort of a cultural ambassador in a lot of ways, and a liaison, a bridge going both ways. But I mean, you know, Doc Watson, and you know, that's so American. I mean, you can't get more. It's just something, the very essence of American.
American.
I mean, that and jazz. I mean, you're talking the really roots of American music there, right? So, and
at the same time, working so well with the roots of, you know, a lot of cultures in China. So I think it really says something about the power of folk music in particular.
Well, that's why it was going to a topic that we didn't really explore much when we brought it up. But yeah, the fact that, I mean, it's often said that folk music, folk culture is the same everywhere. I mean, just the surface of it, you look, and indeed, the clothing and the music and the instruments, as you said, you know. So you going to all these different places, and even Tibet and Mongolia and everything like that. So